Hi there, my name is Dylan, product manager here at AirDNA, and I'm excited to give a quick overview on our new reviews and policies analysis page. So this is part of our new property manager tool that we rolled out recently, and it's effectively a home base for property managers to analyze all of their Airbnb reviews in one place, cut by any attributes compared to the competition. So I'll call out first that we're looking at Airbnb reviews only over the last 2 years. And the first section here are the filters here at the top. So what I can do is go ahead and select my property management company, or I can filter for any other property manager or host ID, right? If I would like to look at the reviews for properties managed by Vacasa, I can type in Vacasa, and now this whole dashboard is going to update accordingly, right? So I'll go ahead and switch it back to home base. We have a date range filter here at the top. We have a listing name filter, right? So if I'd like to filter down into specific listings within my portfolio, I can go ahead and do that. And now I'd be looking at the Airbnb reviews for only those 4 listings, right? If there's ones I want to focus on or otherwise. We have a market filter. So if you'd like to look at your reviews for your portfolio in specific markets, you can do that, right? You can type in any market or submarket here. We have all the other filters that you're familiar with throughout the rest of AirDNA, right? So you can cut it by accommodates, bed, bath, listing type. You've got performance filters as well. You can drill down into subsets there. And lastly, you have amenities, right? If you want to look at only your portfolio, reviews for your portfolio that has a hot tub, right? You can quickly do that. So the first section here is a snapshot summary. So this is basically showing me the current values as of the latest month compared to what those values were compared to that date range, right? So this is showing the properties in that filter set that I filtered down to have an average rating of 4.67, which is this much lower than what that rating was 12 months ago, right? Same situation for total reviews, response rate, and 5-star reviews. This next section here, you can look at the Airbnb subcategories over time, right? So it'll default to this view. You can look at all those subcategories over time. You can also obviously focus on specific subsets. If you only want to focus on your cleanliness rating and kind of see how that's been trending, you can clearly do that. You next have a reviews by star rating over time. So this is basically showing me how many 5-star, 4-star, 3-star, et cetera reviews I'd received in each month historically, right? So super easy to see how those reviews kind of ebb and flow throughout history. And then after this, now we get into the really exciting section of comparing against competitors, right? So what I have here are the Airbnb subcategories for my property management company and the filters I filtered down to. And what I can do is go ahead and add comparisons. So you can add up to 5 lists or comparisons to analyze. And the first is the property manager, right? So if I want to compare against any other property manager, I can do that. I can compare against a comp set. So if you've previously created a comp set in AirDNA, you can do that. Same situation for saved filters, right? If I've saved a filter previously in AirDNA, maybe I've drawn on a map or I've created a dynamic filter, I can do that. And lastly, you've saved markets, right? You can just benchmark against your entire market as a whole to use that for acquisition efforts or benchmarking, et cetera. So I'll go ahead and click apply. And now what's going to happen is it's going to plot the data for all those competitors here in this chart. So really easy for me to see, hey, my communication rating could improve a little bit, or my accuracy, et cetera. And just another call out here that the saved markets and the property manager are also going to respect these filters here at the top, right? So if I filter down to the market of San Diego, for example, we're only going to be looking at properties that are physically in San Diego for those property managers and the market, of course. So we've got this section here. The next section is that same sort of analysis, but now we're going to be looking at things over time, right? So I'm looking at overall rating. If I want to look at cleanliness, I can do that and kind of see how that's been trending over time. The next section here is the policy comparisons. So now we're in a little bit of a different territory here, as we're not looking at reviews per se. We're now looking at the policy comparisons of my property management company compared to those same competitors that I've selected, right? So what we're looking at here is the cleaning fee of my properties broken out by bedroom compared to those competitors, right? And there's obviously some gaps here because not all competitors and say filters and comp sets have bedroom breakouts in those situations. But basically, a really quick way for me to realize that my cleaning fee is either too high or too low compared to the market average, compared to property managers, whatever you want to cut it by. The rest of these tabs are coming soon, but I do want to show a prototype here on how things will look in the future. So we'll have cancellation policy. So it'll be really easy to see what percentage of your properties have flexible, moderate, firm, strict, etc. We'll have minimum stay in there to be able to see those breakouts as well. Monthly and weekly discounts, right? So really understanding what percentage you offer off for monthly and weekly discount and how that differs amongst the market or competitive property managers, and pet policies as well. So super excited about these items coming soon. Next, we have all of those written reviews, right? So now you can quickly toggle through your recent Airbnb reviews, and you can pull up this modal that pulls up the written reviews for that portfolio that you've filtered down between, right? So coming soon, we'll also have the ability to sort by highest reviewed and lowest reviewed and most recent and least recent. And then lastly, the last item coming soon here, you'll just have a full table view of all the properties that you've filtered for, and you'll be able to filter down to your best and worst reviewed properties, right? So if you know there's a couple that you want to focus on, you'll be able to see those properties, click into them, and see how those reviews have been trending, and maybe go ahead and filter by them in the future and use those for analysis. So super excited about everything we have coming soon, and the recent feature here for reviews and policies analysis. Thanks.